if you want a place where you can wake up from your house in the morning and then you have a flight for 8:30 and you want to leave your house at 7:30, that place is Abuja. Hi guys, and welcome back again to my channel. My name is Chimdima. If you're new here, you're welcome to Chimdima Oku's channel. If you're a returning subscriber, it's good to know you've come back to watch my content. So yes guys, today we'll be talking about something a little bit different, but not entirely. So yes, today we'll be talking about 10 things you should know if you consider moving to Abuja, or if you're considering moving to Abuja. So yes guys, are you in Nigeria and then maybe you're in Lagos or you're in Port Harcourt and the noise is too much? Yes, it can be a bit noisy in those states or any other place, and then you're looking for a cooler city to like move to, but then you want to know, what goes on in this city, the life, the rent, the transport, anything at all you want to, healthcare and all that, anything at all you want to know. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing all of that. So if it is something that you want to know, then definitely keep on watching. Yeah, so the very first thing on my list would be the language. So yeah, when you come to Abuja, what the most popular language you would hear actually is English and Hausa. So you can go to the market and you want to buy something in the market, and I promise you that the market woman does not understand English. And then you're telling her, Madam 100 naira, Madam 200, and she's telling you naira deri view. So just to add, naira deri means 100 naira, naira deri view means 200 naira. So like you're trying to like tell her, or even you entered a taxi on the way, and then the driver is telling you your transport money is naira deri view, and you're like, what's that? So you could just ask somebody in taxi there to like help you. So Hausa is actually widely spoken here because that's their language, and aside that, English. So the first thing you need to know is that there will be a little, just very little, language barrier. Yes. So number 2 would be transportation. So in Abuja there is Okada is aka motorcycle. There's keke, that's tricycle. There are cars, and then there are buses. So most times cars are more expensive to an extent, but when I say more expensive, it's not over the roof. It's really, really affordable. The transport system in Abuja generally is cheap. I can say it's fairly cheap because you can fly a distance of like 30 kilometers and you're paying 200 or 250. That's quite a distance. So sometimes, let me say for example, if you're moving from like Lube to the airport, you can pay 150, but due to the fuel scarcity now, it could go as high as like maybe 200 at most. But before now, it could be 150. You're moving from the airport down to central area where you have all these NNPC headquarters, Total, and all those things. If you're going that far, you can pay as much as 200 or 250. That's quite a distance. So guys, motorcycle doesn't really move in this motorcycle, I'm calling it. But let's go on, because it's Okada. But motorcycle is, you can get 15 or 100 naira. Although they don't move in the city center, they majorly move within like streets or like Gladys, why? I'm sorry for the break, so I'm back. So for transport, like as I was saying, like motorcycle doesn't move in the city center. Keke is restricted to some areas too, but cars and buses are like the major form of transport that you'd see on the road. So I needed to add that. So number 3 is going to be traffic. Guys, when you talk about traffic in Abuja, to be honest, we can't relate. I'm telling you the truth. Like, okay, except in the outskirts, and that's only during morning hours, like people are rushing to work. Maybe if you stay in places like Maraba, Gwagwalada, outskirts, you're trying to rush into town, so there's usually that traffic, like due to the influx and everything. But aside that, traffic within the city, we cannot relate, except for times when people in Lagos and Port Harcourt decide to come and spend vacation in Abuja. Then they will bring their traffic from Lagos and Port Harcourt to Abuja. But within Abuja, we can't relate to traffic. The road is always clear. There are a lot of like what do you call this thing, traffic lights, traffic wardens in city centers. Like, I mean, you would barely go to a place and just see the road choked and then there's nobody directing traffic. It's very difficult. So if you want a place where you can wake up from your house in the morning and then you have a flight for 8:30 and you want to leave your house at 7:30, that place is Abuja. Only Abuja. Don't try it in Lagos or Port Harcourt. So number 4 would be the weather. So in Abuja, I would say that the weather is relatively always hot. Like, I've been here for like almost 3 years, and I can tell you that I don't think I've ever had to wear a sweater to sleep before. Like, I was so cold and I needed to cover myself, and then I had to put on a sweater or like something very thick. No, Abuja is always hot. Like, it can be so hot to the extent that you're lying on your bed and like you wake up and the bed is drenched, because it can be so hot sometimes. Then sometimes it can be windy, like a bit airy, but not like very. Even when rain falls, it doesn't get so cold. You just have to cover it, maybe wear a pair of socks and then cover yourself with a blanket or even wrapper. But you don't need to do too much, because before you know, the next minute everywhere is hot again. So the weather is relatively hot. For people who are particular about their skin, you have to have sunscreen. Sunscreen is your best friend. Otherwise, your skin will burn. Like, you will literally be very dark. So yeah, if you're considering moving to Abuja, I think you should put that in your mind, that the weather, so like AC is going to be your friend, or fan and all that. But then if you work in 9 to 5, you may not really have an issue with the fan, with the heat, because early in the morning you're already at your office. Before you're coming back by evening, the weather is already cool, so you don't really have to suffer so much from the sun. But then at night, yeah. Another would be accommodation and rent, guys. I think this is one thing that it has to be like the most expensive thing if you're planning to move to Abuja. Rent is very expensive in this part of Nigeria, guys. You can see somebody, if somebody tells you that they are staying in a self-contained or a 1-bedroom apartment, and they're telling that their rent is 600 to 800k, please just believe them. Like, it's 100% possible in this city. Like, if you're trying to move for the first time, you just need to know, though depending on the location, if you're looking at places like Lube, Federal Housing, you can see like a 1-bedroom or a self-contained for like 300 to like 500k or 600, yes. Then if you go to places like Asokoro, Maitama, you know where the big boys. So if you are considering living in those places, guys, anything you see, just take it. Over 1 million you can be getting for like rent. If you're talking about, let's say, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom flats in places like Wuye, Utako, Wuse, and all of that, you can be talking about rent of close to 2 million naira, 2.5 in those areas. That's for two-bedroom flats. And you know, if you're talking about places in Lube 2 and all of that, you can see that rent for maybe, let's say, 1 million or less. 1 million or less for that same axis. So just know, it depends on the location, but still you can't compare it to like other states, guys. There are some places there are some places like in other states that you cannot relate to paying transport as much as 300, 400k for a self-con. Why? But that happens in Abuja, and it's very, very common. Another thing to add to, if you're planning to move to Abuja concerning rent, is that most landlords expect you to like pay 2 years rent up front. Most of them don't want 1 year. Your rent is like 1 million naira, 800k. Landlord is asking you to bring 1.6 or 2 million naira. They usually take that amount up front. And agency fee is usually 20% of the rent. That's what the agent will take. So the initial amount you're going to pay is going to be quite a lot. But then after then, you now realize that you're now paying just the rent that you have to pay to your landlord. So guys, you need to factor that in if you're planning on moving to Abuja. The next is going to be about safety. To an extent, like I said, Abuja is safe because most areas have security guards, and I'm not talking about like security guards, but you just hire somebody that needs a job. Trained security guards in the areas where they live, like people who have been trained for the job. So you come into a particular place, you want to see somebody, from the gate they are telling you have to call the person. So it depends on the area, you know, the estate too you're staying in. So some estates are very, very, very secured. You can't just walk in, you can't just walk out. They have to make a call from the gate. Who are you going to see? You have to sign, a whole lot. So when it comes to safety, to an extent, safety is, I would say, like, it's not that bad. It's not bad in short. Like, safety in Abuja is a bit better. But then I know that there are still some cases of like robbery and theft. I mean, I'm not even go too deep into that, but compared to a lot of states, you can see that Abuja is safe. Another thing is going to be the food. Yes, so if you come here like initially, I don't think you're really going to have an issue like eating what you would normally eat in other states in Nigeria. Like, if you're an Igbo girl like me that likes to eat local delicacies, I mean, you like uba, abacha, fio, yes, okpa, all those kind of things, you can easily find them. You can find your local food, but then also you will now find the food that is like as in for the people who live here. So you now see things like what do you call this thing, tuwo, you see tuwo shikampa, you see masa. Yes, so like personally I don't enjoy masa, but my friends always tell me it's because I've not eaten a very good one. The first time I ate it was in NYSC camp and I did not enjoy it. So since then I'm not bothered to eat it again. But I mean, a lot of people love it. So another thing too, you see things like kilishi here. Kilishi here is relatively cheap because if you're in Lagos or Port Harcourt and you're buying kilishi, you know how much. But if you come here, you go to somewhere in area 1. Yes, let me just throw it in. Somewhere in area 1, there's a place, I don't know the exact location, but where they just sell just kilishi, guys. If you buy kilishi of 1,000 or 2,000 naira, you'll be very happy. You can't compare it to what you bought in Port Harcourt and Lagos. So when it comes to food, to an extent, and also food stuff too here is relatively cheap. Yam, rice, beans, like, it's not that thing that they are doing to us in other states of this country. Food stuff is cheap, guys. You can, when I came here newly, I used to, like, I've even stopped it, but I need to go back. I don't have an excuse. I used to take fruits a lot. I could use 500 naira to buy 3 pineapple. 3. Hey, you won't try that in any other state in this country. Port Harcourt, they will sell 1 pineapple for 800 naira. Yes. So when it comes to fruit is cheap. You can buy watermelon. Like with 1,000 naira, you can buy 2 to 3 fruits, like blend and like fill in a bottle and sip at your own pace. Food stuff is really cheap here. When it comes to rice, beans, onions, potato, the food stuff is amazing. Of course, unless you're the kind of person who loves to like shop from supermarkets, you don't want to go to the market, you just enter the supermarket and just pick whatever it is that you want. So at that point, they've added their price. But if you're going to the market to go and buy food stuff, you don't have a problem. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the people who live here in general. Like, people think that everybody who stays in Abuja, they are very rich, they have money and all that. To be honest, it's not always the case. There are places you go to in Abuja and you'll be like, this place follow for Abuja. Like, is this place also Abuja? Because it doesn't look like it. So yes, you need to know that the areas, it still depends on like where you stay. So people generally have this flamboyant lifestyle. A lot of people look so rich and all that, but guys, most times it's not always the case. I'm not going to dive too deep, but you understand where I'm going to. So if you're coming to Abuja, you feel like, oh, I may not fit in because of the lifestyle of people. Nothing like that, guys. Move. You realize that most times it's just the glitz and glam of social media and like people just putting out a lot of stuff. Oh, I stay in Abuja. There's nothing too big about it, to be honest. The people here generally just like to, like, give off that vibe, but it's not always. Everybody in Abuja is not so rich. Everybody in Abuja does not walk in and out of Aso Rock. They are very normal people in this city. So that's another thing you need to note. Another thing is going to be the religion. So like, of course, we know that like the most popular religion here is going to be Islam. Like, most people here are Muslims, and so on Fridays when they have like their prayer time and all of that, you can walk into an office and then you want to see somebody at a particular time. I think the prayer time, whether it's 12 or 2, I don't know, and you just walking on somebody praying in the office, like kneeling down and standing up, all that stuff. So it's another thing to like fact. Sometimes you're going to certain places that lead to like the mosque on Fridays, and the road is blocked because they are all rushing to their prayers and all that. So you just need to know that the religion here, they are mostly Muslim, but I mean there are still churches, a lot of churches too in Abuja. So Sundays too is another time where you have a lot of people going to worship God and all that. So the road too can be very choked. So you just need to know that. But then most people here are Muslims. Yeah, most people in this part of Nigeria are Muslims. The Next one is going to be the life in Abuja. So like generally, Abuja is a place that I can say that you can walk into a supermarket and then you just buy something and somebody talking to you can just be a senator's son. Like it's just that to an extent it's that easy. Like you can attend a wedding that on a normal day you don't know anybody, but then you know somebody that knows somebody that is inviting you, and then lo and behold is a governor's son. So there is that kind of meeting people that on a normal day you may not just meet them because you're in other states, but then because you're here you're just meeting them because this is where they live, this is where they stay, so you can just easily bump into them. So to an extent, connection is kind of easy if you're like kind of like connecting with people who are, you know, the people who are like of influence in the country, you know, people who have affluence, all these kind of things. Abuja is just the place for you. I mean, you can just easily meet somebody. I'm serious. I'm serious. I attended a wedding in this city that I don't know the bride and groom. It was a governor's son that wedded, and then a friend was just like, actually, my what's up? I'm like, I'm fine. She's like, oh, I don't want to go alone for this wedding. I want somebody to go with me. Do you mind? I'm like, ah, fine, no problem. And that's how I attended that wedding. And actually, it was the talk of the town. So like, it's so easy for you to like meet people who are connected, and so you can easily form connections. So yes, I can't say for other states. I feel like it can be the same in Lagos, because I mean a lot of our celebrities are also in Lagos, but I don't know for Port Harcourt. But then Abuja is also that place, yeah, that you could meet people so easily. Yeah, so I guess this is the 10th one if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So guys, thank you very much for watching. In general, I can say that Abuja is a place that if you just want a calm place, cool, collected, your life is great, good restaurants, good places to like go out to vibe, you know, I mean, if you're just looking for a good, cool city, Abuja is that place for you. Yeah. So I think you should move. But I mean, no pressure. If you're anywhere too, you can still be great wherever you are. I mean, so yes. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video because I did too. If you did, please like, share, subscribe to this channel, and I'll be sure to see you guys in my next video. Bye.